All right.
The following is a presentation of Spring Hill Sports Live. It's time for Spring Hill High School Athletics. On your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live. Spring Hill Sports Live is presented by Strode Orthodontics, creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Learn more at StrodeOrtho.com. Also by It's time for the Broncos, right here on your home for Spring Hill High School Athletics, Spring Hill Sports Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Spring Hill Activity Center. My name is Tristan Jordan. I am joined today by Jason Schwartz on the call and Hayden Carbajo on camera activities. Tonight's matchup is brought to you by, this pregame show matchup is brought to you by Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs is Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Learn more at comfortdesigns.net or call 913-592-4453. Welcome into Spring Hill Activity Center. As I said, I'm Tristan Jordan, joined on the call with Jason Schwartz and Hayden Carbajo on the camera. How we feeling, Jason? Are we pumped for this match?
This will be a good one today. Topeka Hayden comes in playing some good ball. This will be a good test for Spring Hill today.
Absolutely. Tonight's matchup is the Spring Hill Broncos against the Topeka Hayden Wildcats. It looks like the home team will be in purple with the gold numbers and outline, and the visitors will be in the white kits with the navy shorts and white socks. We're going to take another quick break as we discuss the area matchups. So the area matchups are brought to you by Apex Massage Therapy. Massage isn't just a luxury. It's a way to a happier, healthier life. Kylie at Apex Massage Therapy knows your aches and pains may be the same as others, but your treatment plan doesn't have to be. Schedule your appointment by calling 913-575-1079. Apex Therapy, 913-575-1079. So Spring Hill has been in peak form this season in their last five games. They won against Eudora 6-0, then Leavenworth 10-0, Ottawa 10-0 in favor of the Broncos. Another win came against Baldwin right here, 7-0. And last night they beat Bonner Springs 10-0. Jason, should we expect another clean sheet here tonight?
It's going to be tough. They've been playing very well defensively, but I do think this Topeka Hayden team brings in a little bit more skill than maybe some of their last opponents. So, like I said earlier, I think it'll be a great test to see where they're at, but I do think Spring Hill will have a good night.
Awesome. Well, sounds good. We will be right back with some keys to the game from our man Jason Schwartz. We'll be right back after this.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon Smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
And welcome back to Spring Hill Activity Center for tonight's matchup between the Broncos and the Wildcats of Topeka Hayden. The captains are meeting down there on the touchline with the officials and the head coaches. We'll have those starting lineups here for you shortly. But first, let's get some keys to the game. The keys to the game are brought to you by Spring Hill Chiropractic and Acupuncture. The key to a better quality of life is making Spring Hill Chiropractic part of your health and wellness plan. Dr. Daniel Harding strives to make it as easy and affordable as possible to get the care you need for the whole family. Learn more at springhillchiropractic.com or call 913-592-3541. Jason, my man, what are some keys to the game that we should be looking forward to as the Broncos look to extend this streak?
I think the biggest thing that we should look out for today is being able to control the middle of the field, and that's really going to fall on the shoulders of Reagan Downs. She's the senior committed to Nebraska Kearney coming up next year, and she's a very strong midfielder. She holds the ball very well. She's also very skilled, so she's going to play kind of the quarterback here tonight. And, if she has a good night, I think Spring Hill will be able to control that. The second thing really is just going to be able to finish in the final third. You can continue to do all the work throughout the entire game, but at the end of the day, we're judged on the score, and they're going to be able to have to put those chances away tonight. So hopefully those things, go in the Broncos' favor, but those are the 2 things I'd really look out for.
Okay, you heard it here first. We're going to be looking for Reagan Downs in that midfield to be that quarterback, that on-the-field general, trying to orchestrate all of the good things that are going to come out of that midfield, trying to garner forward the Spring Hill attack. All right, I think you hit it all on the head. Do you, by chance, have the starting lineups for us?
Let's see, here tonight for Hayden, it looks like we have starting off is Elizabeth Dunshee, Elena Wolf, Nolia Cruz, Riley Schmidling maybe? Schmidling maybe, yeah. Cece Hammonds, Lauren Sandstorm, Kate Roeder, Janice Broxterman, and Hannah Schmitz and Abby Dodd.
Okay, and we will be right back with those Broncos starting lineups after this.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
Cardinal Glass in Spring Hill is now hiring. Cardinal Glass is a great place to land with immediate openings for production technician starting at $19.01 with a $1 premium for evening hours. Also hiring warehouse and maintenance technicians. Cardinal Glass provides competitive wages and great benefits, including medical, dental, life, health savings, and monthly profit sharing. Call 913-592-6100. Walk-ins are welcome at their facility on North Webster Road in Spring Hill or visit them online at cardinalcorp.com. Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net. Or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
First Option Bank, community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
You've been in there over 30 minutes. You don't pay the water bill, get out.
Wouldn't it be great if you could control your internet usage like other utilities?
I can.
No, I mean if you could control how much usage there was so you could save yourself money, like with water.
Yeah, I know. I already can with Go Brawley.
Oh, well, now you can. With the all-new app from Go Brawley, you'll have complete control from anywhere. Visit GoBrawley.com to learn more.
And welcome back to the Spring Hill Activity Center for tonight's matchup between the Spring Hill Broncos and the visiting Hayden Wildcats. I'm Tristan Jordan, joined on the call by Jason Schwartz and Hayden Carbajo on camera. Jason, we discussed earlier in this broadcast in the pregame the keys to the match. You mentioned Reagan Downs is a player to look for in this Spring Hill lineup. Why don't you go ahead and give us the other 10 starters for Spring Hill tonight?
Absolutely. So for the home side, we got Avery Young, Kate Milroy, Elizabeth Williams, Jessica Russo, Isabel Ferris, Molly Murray, Mackenzie Hood, Olivia Infante, Brooke Powell, and Peyton Vogelbacher alongside Reagan Downs tonight.
Sounds good. Okay, so one thing right off the bat that I noticed was at least one change to that starting 11 that has been pretty consistent throughout this season. That's Veronica Ferris not in this match to get the ball rolling at the beginning, and it's in her place is Elizabeth Williams, the freshman number 3. And I see Veronica Ferris down there, so that may have just been my own mishearing. I'm not the best at that. So we will get ready for kickoff, which is sponsored by the starting lineups are brought to you by America's Heartland Connection. From antiques to live plants, you never know what you're going to find to add to your own personal collection. Let us spark your curiosity at America's Heartland Collection, Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5 at 305 South Webster. Okay, and the opening kick is brought to you by Seats Incorporated. Kick off your new career with Seats Incorporated in Spring Hill. Seats is a leader in manufacturing of quality seating and accessories for vehicles with competitive wages and benefits. To see all their openings or to apply online, go to seatsinc.com. So you mentioned Reagan Downs in the midfield. Do you think that something that Spring Hill will be looking to do is control that midfield, right, in order to be able to push forward into the attack? What else does that give them opportunities to do?
I would think so. They're going to want to play through her, and by doing that and giving her that type of responsibility, it's just going to open things up on the outside. When you have a player like that in the middle that can control the ball that way, defenses will slowly start to collapse at some point, and that just opens things up for your wingers, and then they're able to play balls across the middle. So I have a feeling that's the way that they're going to come out and try to play today, but we'll see how this game goes.
Absolutely, and we have seen the Broncos line up in a 3-woman back line. We've also seen them in a 4-woman back line. It looks tonight like we are going to see more of that back four as Jessica Rousseau gets a touch on the ball, looking for Ferris down this near sideline, but she's pushed back. She may have to trail to Hood.
And as this game continues to go on, you'll start seeing those outside backs push forward, and a lot of times it'll almost start to look more like a 3-person line depending on what side of the ball, what side of the field the ball's on.
Of course, and especially in the modern game as that ball rolls out of play for a goal kick, just an overcooked pass from Hood that was intended for Veronica Ferris. In the modern game of soccer or football, depending on what you want to call it, and where you're located, I guess, regionally across the globe. But the fullbacks are really starting to become more of an attacking piece in the world of soccer, right? So more and more frequently we're seeing at the professional level, and it's slowly trickling down into the educational environment for soccer as this ball goes out for the first corner kick of the evening. It will be taken by number 16, Reagan Downs, for the Broncos. We see Brooke Powell making her way up from the center back position in towards the box. But as I was saying, we see those fullbacks getting further into the attack, and that really adds not only an additional attacking body up front, but it causes more congestion and more opportunities if the ball were to fall favorably.
You're seeing a lot of speed being put back there.
And we have an opening goal off of the corner kick from Reagan Downs. Brooke Powell, number 17 for the Broncos, finds the first goal in this match in just the second minute. Phenomenal start to this matchup for the Broncos, as this was looking to be a pretty tight affair.
You could not ask for a better way to start the game. That was an excellent ball into the middle, and sometimes you don't need a great finish in there. You just got to put a body part on it and see where the ball goes.
And put a body part on it is exactly what Brooke Powell did, is she simply threw her chest at it and just helped its way in it. I thought it might have been an Olympico as it was nearing the edge there, and it slowly teetered out right in front, but Brooke Powell was there to help knock it away. Broncos lead 1-0 over the visiting Wildcats, but not too fast as the Wildcats trying to develop something down that far sideline as it goes out of play. The pass from Elizabeth Dunshee was a little bit in front of the winger. So, as you mentioned, a wonderful start. You can't ask for much more than that. We saw the Broncos go down early against Blue Valley North in this very pitch as the Mustangs visited. They ended up going on to lose that match 2-3, but that was right after prom, right? They had some mentality woes here and there as Peyton Vogelbacher trying to get onto that forward pass from Veronica Ferris. It goes out of play. The Broncos will look to add a second one quickly.
Seems to be early on they're wanting to play down this right side. It'll be interesting if that's the game plan they're running with today or if circumstances are just allowing them to do so.
Absolutely, and throughout this season, we've seen Veronica Ferris get a brace in several different matches. Kate Milroy has, I believe, 2 different hat tricks on the season, so they can certainly be dangerous with the thorny wingers on either side. They're just choosing to go down this near side, as it seems that they like to do, at least early in these matches. Hayden are able to jump on an errant pass in the midfield. Good strength there from Ferris. The trail back to Rousseau. Looking for Infante in the middle, but nice defensive cutout there from number 19, Abby Dodd for Hayden. Mackenzie Hood receives the clearance from the opposing center back. Now Reagan Downs looking for something. Finds Milroy on the far side. She's making her way into the box, and it's cleared away. It looks like it'll be cleared out for a throw-in for the Broncos. Deep on that far side, heavy into the attacking third, basically at the corner flag.
One thing you're seeing early on is the back line feels very comfortable with the ball at their feet. That's making it a lot easier for them to build these runs from the back and not just having to clear it up to the midfielder and attacking player. Excuse me.
Absolutely.
So that's been something good to see so far.
And we've seen throughout the season Mackenzie Hood very comfortable on the ball. As you mentioned, she's taken the ball all the way into the opposing box at times. So we'll be looking for that to see if maybe she has that same comfort, if the Broncos can give her that sort of a lead in that leeway building up as Powell trails back to Russo. Looking for Ferris on this near side, and it's just a bit of a heavy pass. It bounces off of the boot of Ronnie Ferris and out of play. Ferris on the ball now. Nice turnaround. Looking down the line for Vogelbacher. She found her, but it takes a touch off of number 20 and out for a throw-in for Hayden. Sandstrom, excuse me. That throw-in never quite entered the field of play. Russo to take for the Broncos. Finds Infante. And a heavy first touch. That's something that we've noticed in a couple of these matches, specifically in the one against Blue Valley North. The Broncos struggled with their first touches and really having clean possession in that midfield, as Hood now barrels forward, finds the feet of Vogelbacher. She has Ferris in support on this near side. Ferris now trying to make her way past one, then two, and this one will deflect off of her shin guards and out for a goal kick. Second of the evening for the visitors.
It was an excellent push-up by Mackenzie Hood there. Like I said, continuing to work, build up from the back has been very successful so far early on. I'd like to continue to see them do that throughout this game.
Absolutely. And Mackenzie Hood, of course, a Division I recruit headed to the University of Northern Iowa, has quite the impressive soccer career ahead of her as she's able to showcase composure. With that amount of composure and her size, she could almost be a dangerous center forward, but she has clearly proven her strengths in defense for this Broncos team as she cuts out an opportunity there, lays it all the way back for Young. And now Hood again. Looking for the deep ball to find Ferris, and it goes right through her legs. Vogelbacher's there, not willing to give up on it, and it bounces off of the number 20 striker for the Broncos and out of play. Hayden have the throw in.
Going back to Mackenzie Hood, it makes such a difference on your back line when you have a strong, reliable center back. The way you continue to build upon that. I mean, we talked about earlier about the modern game and how a lot of these outside backs are moving forward. You can't do that if you have a weak center back. You have to have two back there that can control back there and are able to take up some of the slack when you have those outside backs pushing forward. So she's given them the flexibility to do that throughout the not only throughout the season but throughout her career, and it's been a lot of fun to watch.
Absolutely, and she will certainly be missed next season as she is headed off to college. But this Broncos team, under the instruction of Eric Schwartz, has done a nice job of prepping the next wave of players that are looking to penetrate this varsity roster next season, as the Broncos have earned a free kick dead smack center of the pitch in the attacking half, right on the edge of that attacking third. Brooke Powell will take this. There are 6 bodies in the box. Powell opting for the shot, and it goes just over the bar and out for a corner kick. That was a little spicy there, going for that opportunity right off the spot.
I think it surprised all of us. We saw the Broncos lining up there down on the left-hand side, and I thought she was going to play a nice little soft ball there, maybe up there by the by the 6-yard box. But no, she went for it, and man, you dropped that about a foot, and she might have had herself a nice little goal there.
Especially early in this game, you can't really fault her for wanting to go. She already has one. We're nearing 10 minutes into this match. Why not have another, right? Get that early brace for the center back.
Oh, heck yeah, especially so far, like you said, about 10 minutes in. Spring Hill, for the most part, has been able to control this game. They have the goal up, so they're in a position where if they want to take a few chances, go out there and take a few chances. Why not?
Absolutely, and chances are what the lead gives you the opportunity to create, and that ball from Rousseau looking for Ferris down this near side goes out of play for another goal kick as the visitors make their first substitution of the match. It will be Piper Wrench coming in for Noelia Cruz. In the midfield for Hayden, they are looking for an early change, maybe a formational shuffle in that midfield. Too early to tell. Goal kick sent out pretty short. It's collected in the midfield now. Dunshee lays it off. Substitute gets her first touch, and it is errant as it's scooped up by Infante. Uses her head well to trail it back to Murray. Murray is an interesting player in the starting lineup as well. She did not start the season in the starting 11 for the varsity squad, but due to some injuries across the pitch, she has found her way into it. Rousseau back to Hood. Hood looking for a deep ball. It's cleared back into the midfield. Schmidtlein into the feet of Downs as she now looks for Milroy down the far side. Milroy gets a touch, lays it off to the middle for Vogelbacher. She had Infante there, but there was too much pressure. Opts for the long ball for Rousseau all the way down this near sideline. Looking for the cross goes number 6. Into the box it goes, and it's cleared away. Not even out of the keeper's box. Good shielding there from number 8, Cece Hames. Ferris is dispossessed. Lenher's pass is errant as it is collected by Murray. Murray back to Powell.
Topeka Hayden is playing very defensive so far in this game. They had all 10 back there in that final third. They're going to make sure that Spring Hill is going to have to work for a second or third goal.
That they are, and especially after conceding a goal, you don't want to change your tactics this soon, but in some cases against a team that's as attacking strong as Spring Hill are, you almost have to not necessarily park the bus early, but you want to start to shuffle your formation, maybe drop one of your midfielders into more of a deep-lying 6 role, as traditionally known as a 6 is referred to as a central defensive midfielder for those of you at home still learning the sport.
It'll be interesting to see how they continue to play this. It's having that many players back, it gets really congested in there. As Spring Hill's done so far, I think they'll play through the wing, and continue to play balls in the middle. Obviously, at some point in time, Topeka Hayden's going to have to open up. But yeah, you're right. This early in the game, there's no need to change the tactics that they came in with.
Exactly. So. Playing wide down the wings, what exactly does that do for a team? How does that help to break down a low block like we're seeing out of Hayden already?
So what that does is, when it spreads things out, when you have a team that's playing so many defenders back, it's going to be hard to get a lot of those short passes through the middle. So a lot of times in those situations, your best success typically comes from playing crosses from the left or the right, and trying to get a head on it, trying to get a body part on it, as we saw from the corner. So I have a feeling that's probably the way that they'll continue to handle it. Especially, one thing that I didn't notice really early on is we got a pretty good wind going from left to right in this game too. So it wouldn't surprise me if Topeka Hayden played this half pretty close to the chest, and then once we get into the next half and they have a little bit more wind to work with, open up.
That's a very good point. This is a turf pitch, so it's pretty fine down to the soil. Well, there isn't really soil, but down to the earth, I should say. So that does allow the ball to roll a little bit more And with the wind going from left to right, that definitely favors the Broncos, as you mentioned. So good opportunities to come from the home team, and Hayden maybe just biding their time in this first half, hoping for some of those favorable gusts in the second half. Good tackle there from Rousseau. Referee disagrees as there's a free kick called right on this near side touchline. Even then, as she set the ball down, you could see it roll just slightly to the right of your screen after it was placed in the turf. That free kick goes out of play for a Bronco throw on this near side, just on their defensive half. Ferris will take. If you're just joining us, thank you for joining us at the Spring Hill Activity Center. My name is Tristan Jordan. I'm joined on the call by Jason Schwartz and Hayden Carbajo on camera. It is 1-0 Broncos after a second-minute goal from Brooke Powell. Beautiful corner kick sent into the box from Reagan Downs, number 16. That central attacking midfield role for her. Powell, the center back, all the way in. Just didn't have much to do but to just simply chest it into the back of the net. The Broncos are in purple with the yellow numbers, attacking from left to right on your screen, and their visitors, the Wildcats from Topeka Hayden High School, in white with navy shorts. A couple of substitutes there from Spring Hill as Tessa Dawson checks in, as does Hannah McCormick in the midfield. Looked like Infante and Milroy were subbed out, and those are the changes that have been made thus far by the Broncos. Good bit of shielding there from Molly Murray. That ball goes out for a Broncos throw. Those of you who have been joining us all season long here on Spring Hill Sports Live, you might notice that it's a little bit darker on your screen this evening. It's not because we've messed with the tint at all. It's just because there's a lot of really nice cloud coverage, and we're not having the sun beat down right into our eyes. So we are going to hope that the cloud cover stays and the rain stays away. Checked the forecast before we got started, and it says that it's not supposed to storm or rain or anything like that until about 8. So hopefully we're able to get this match in time. Of course, high school soccer is 2 40-minute halves with a 10-minute halftime, so we should be okay. That should be just enough time for all of these proceedings to finish up. Let us wrap up and make our way home before the rain really starts. Veronica Ferris sending a beautiful through ball, looking for Vogelbacher. She's into the box. Her first touch is just to the side of the net, cuts past one defender, takes a shot, and it just rolls calmly into the hands of Hannah Schmitz, the goalkeeper for the visitors. Fantastic ball there from number 2. How about that?
That was an excellent ball, and we keep talking about the wind a little bit. That wind kept pushing that ball, kept it rolling and rolling and rolling, and Powell really had to track that thing down. Did a great job of tracking that thing down, making a cut back in. I think she would have liked to probably have a little bit more oomph on that finish, but great opportunity by the Broncos.
Absolutely. It looked almost like Vogelbacher wanted to have a shot a little bit earlier, but that wind pushed it just ever so slightly in front of her, so she had to correct her stance, cut it back. She was able to pull one defender to the ground in that cut, just didn't quite open up for her, and she had as you mentioned, not the most clean of strikes. Vogelbacher dropping into the midfield to lay it off for Rousseau. Now into the middle for McCormick. It's cleared away by Dodd from Hayden. Throw in for the Broncos, taken by Rousseau. Takes it short for Ronnie Ferris. Lays it off for McCormick. Now to Izzy Ferris. We've seen the Ferris wheel get going this season between the two Ferris sisters, Izzy and Ronnie. Ronnie on this right wing, Izzy playing as that number 6, that central defensive midfielder. So it's pretty rare for a 6 to make their way into the attack, but Izzy is not afraid to step up and help her team out as Hayden get an opportunity, and they just dribble it out of bounds. Nothing for the Broncos to worry about. Ferris does well to keep that ball in play. Vogelbacher laying pressure in, trying to keep it in at the touchline. A little late, says the center official, and that ball will be a goal kick for the visitors.
Very dangerous by the defender there to hope that ball went out. Almost give the Broncos a really good opportunity.
Absolutely. If you're Hayden and the defender specifically for Hayden in that scenario, you want to put your body in between that attacker and Vogelbacher, especially since the opportunities she's already had this match. You want to shepherd that ball out of play. Header on from Ferris, gets cleared away. Sims collects for the visitors. McCormick clears it out for a throw-in deep in the Wildcats' half. Long throw finds the chest of Lenher. Tries to make her way past Izzy Ferris, but into the feet of Rousseau goes the ball. Now Ferris looking for a deep ball into the middle, and it ends up bouncing its way into the hands of Schmitz.
I think she could have been a little bit more patient there. Even a really good ball there probably doesn't get you the results you want. Numbers weren't there. I would have liked to see her kind of carry that a little bit more, get some more Broncos forward to get a better chance.
It's a good point. And both of the attackers on that far side, Vogelbacher and Dawson, were both basically man-to-man on that attacking opportunity. So I agree with that comment about biding your time a little bit. Be patient, right? You already have a 1-0 lead. There's no reason to rush anything. Just take your time. Spread the defense. Hood collects that forward progression from Hayden. Now Powell. Pressed down on quickly by the Wildcats, and that ball will go out of play for a Bronco throw right at the half line. The Broncos come into this matchup with 5 consecutive wins, and in those wins, they have had 5 consecutive clean sheets. The last time they gave up a goal was to Blue Valley North when that match ended in a 2-3 scoreline favoring the visiting Mustangs that evening. But it was right after prom. They were struggling with some mentality issues. I spoke with the coaching staff after the match was over, and they said that the first half was just a tale of woes. In the second half, they really started to figure it out. They started to get their touches down. Their passing was far cleaner. And going up against a 6A school like Blue Valley North under the instruction of Terry Hare, you really can't have a woeful half. He has 8 state titles under his name in both boys and girls cumulative soccer, so you really can't allow for those sorts of mistakes, and the coaching staff from Spring Hill, led by Eric Schwartz, were cognizant of that at halftime, and they really got on their players, and the second half of that match was really a lot stronger across the board.
It's a really good turning point in the year, right? It's a situation where I think they realize that they can compete with just about anyone here at within the state. Like I said, whether that be 6A, 4A, like we're seeing tonight, or 5A in which they play in. So, a lot of times if you can make a team aware that hey, you're good enough to compete with the best of them, as long as we could fix some small things. Those games are good to have. Obviously, you'd like to win them. But every now and then, people say there's such thing as a good loss. Like I said, I'd rather go out and win them. But if you could learn some lessons along the way, that's what's important.
Of course, Hayden now get an opportunity, and her feet are cleared out below her as Macy Smith hits the deck following a tackle from Jessica Rousseau. A free kick is awarded to the Wildcats just on the edge of their attacking third. I agree with that. I think that there are some positives to be taken away from losses, but I don't know if I would ever say that there's a good loss because, it's sport. You want to win every time you're out there, and sometimes it's just not the case, but I would never say that a loss is good. Feels almost oxymoronic. Opportunity now from the Wildcats. It's parried away by the keeper, and it is eventually sent wide of the post. Avery Young did well in awareness, parrying that down to the ground. You almost want to see her punch that a little further away and out of that danger area, that 6-yard box, but she did well to get back onto her feet, prep herself for the second opportunity. That first strike was taken by number 3, Noelia Cruz, for the visiting Wildcats. Young sends the goal kick out to the middle. Cruz got a touch to it. Wildcats trying to get their first cross in. Rousseau not having any of it and clears the ball out. Does well to use her body strongly against Sloan Sims, number 5, for the visitors. Watching the early minutes of Hayden, it almost seems like they have the formation, they have the look, they've got the endurance, they've been running and heavy pressing almost everywhere, but it just seems like that connection between the players is missing. They've had players dribble it out of bounds. They've had throw-ins that haven't made it into the pitch. that opportunity there was squandered with a poor pass that just wasn't to anyone. And if there was a player there, they simply weren't ready for it. So it'll be interesting to see how Hayden grows into this match as we have just about 16 minutes remaining in this first half. Hood laying it down this near side for Russo.
Yeah, I think it's going a little bit both ways. I think obviously Spring Hill has been a little bit more in control of this game, but I think that they would like to have some touches back. I don't think there's been really good sustained minutes of possession by either team. A lot of balls going back and forth. So whoever can get that together, can put some passes together, I think we'll have an opportunity to really take control of this game.
I agree. Even though the Broncos have the lead, it was off of a set piece in that corner kick goal. So still a lot of improvement from either side as neither one of them are really able to grab hold of the possession stats early. Broncos, of course, having a bit of an edge early in this match, but it'll be interesting to see any adjustments that are made as this match grows on. Powell sending it forward, finding Ronnie Ferris. A poor first touch. She's able to regain possession. Nice pullback there from Ferris. We've seen her pull that move out of her toolbox a couple times this evening as McCormick lays it down to this near sideline for Vogelbacher. Throw in awarded to the Broncos. Throw in sent towards Ferris, who heads it up. And it goes out of play. Nice shielding of the ball there from Peyton Vogelbacher. We mentioned earlier that Hayden may have wanted to shield Vogelbacher off of the ball, and in this case, Vogelbacher took our notes. Whether she heard us or not, we'll just say she did, and she did the shielding herself to win a throw-in for the Broncos. Tessa Dawson muscled off the ball, but it falls right to the feet of Molly Murray before Hayden is pressed again. Just a scrappy clearance there from Cruz as the ball laid down to Russo on this near side, and that wind comes into play again. It looked like a decently weighted ball from Ferris, but just a little bit overcooked. Ferris into the middle. Good idea there, looking for Infante, but Cruz cuts it out. Downs intervenes to regain possession for the Broncos. Ferris finding Vogelbacher in the middle. Vogelbacher has Dawson on the far side. She's dispossessed. Infante scoops it up. Now Dawson looks for the early opportunity. It pings off, and Cruz collects. Now Hayden are going to try to dribble out of this pressure. 1-2 passing down that far sideline, and the ball will eventually be passed out of play. Molly Murray collects for the throw-in. Nice use of the body there from Peyton Vogelbacher, still in possession. Vogelbacher has just been a menace to this Hayden back line early on. McCormick scoops it up in the attack, looking for the back pass, but is dispossessed. Good strength there from Powell, puts it back into the attacking half for the Broncos, and it's eventually cleared out for a throw-in. Murray takes it quickly for McCormick, and that opportunity goes begging as throw in the other way.
Wildcat substitution number 10, Jill Leonard.
Powell having to come all the way down to the far side out of that center of the pitch area to clear that opportunity away. Murray trying to pass it over the Hayden player. Hood either just trying to relieve pressure or sending it on for Vogelbacher. We've seen them use Vogelbacher as a target forward, but almost a non-traditional one is when she gets onto a ball, she takes it all the way to the house herself. Occasionally she'll lay it off to the sides, but if she doesn't have that support, she is not afraid to take it into that box. Infante. Ball was headed out of play, but Hayden clear it into the defensive half for the home team. Throw into the Broncos, taken quickly by Hood, trying to put some pace back into this match. Infante. Back to Hood. Now Powell trying to switch the field, looking for Murray. will find her under pressure. Murray trying to sidestep the defender is dispossessed. Now Hayden trying to work their way into the final third for them. And that opportunity is no longer as an, I couldn't tell if that was a shot or if it was a through ball intended for Roeder down that far sideline. Either way, it's collected by Young. And a deep boot from Young bounces over the head of almost everyone and is eventually picked up by Downs. Looking for Vogelbacher. Ball gets tangled underneath her feet, and Vogelbacher uses her strength, muscles the defender to the ground. Center official calls for a free kick. I hear you make a noise. Is that you disagree with that call?
They're pretty far away from us, so I'm sure there's something that I missed, but that looked like good physical soccer to me.
Okay. So what, in order for that to be a foul in your book, what would have to happen there for you to, would it need to be an arm extended away from the body, or?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things that you're looking for. You're
Ferris into the box. She's taken down, and a penalty is awarded. The first of the evening. Ronnie Ferris did well to break her way into the box off a nice pass from the middle from Peyton Vogelbacher. Just had her legs cleaned out. I'd say that is a foul, even if the far side one may not have been.
I'd say so, too. And Topeka Hayden's done a pretty good job of keeping the Broncos in front of them. It does seem like that the Broncos seem to have a half step on them when you get in these one-on-one situations, and it showed up there.
Absolutely. The pace of the Broncos certainly playing a factor as the Broncos are able to trot a little bit faster than the Wildcats here thus far. Reagan Downs to take this penalty kick. Schmitz in net. Downs slots it home into the bottom right corner of the net, extending the lead for the Spring Hill Broncos, the home team, to 2. The visitors, the Wildcats from Hayden, Topeka Hayden High School, 0. So the Broncos come out to an early lead here in about the 30th minute.
Number 10, Isabella Ferris.
Fantastic work from the Broncos early as Downs finds herself on the score sheet. Really not a whole lot to say, just a clinical penalty taken there from one of the captains, number 16, Reagan Downs, a player that you highlighted in our pregame broadcast. Put a little change in your bank there, my friend.
Yeah, she's out there making me look smart. But no, I mean, that was a great finish. She played it confidently, hard in the corner. Goalie guessed the right direction, but at the end of the day, it didn't matter. It was a great finish.
It really was. It was clean, it was crisp, and it was confident. That is the key word there. Kate Milroy finds her way back into the match for Tessa Dawson on that far sideline following that goal. Izzy Ferris also back into play for Hannah McCormick. Noelia Cruz's first touch sends it all the way out. It was a good opportunity there. Looking for a fast break from the Wildcats. Infante closed down quickly and gets tangled up. Opting to draw for the foul. It was a smart tactical foul there. Noticing that the opportunity, she just didn't want to give it up. Free kick will be taken by Schmidt-Lean. Smith back to Schmidt-Lean, looking forward. Schmidt-Lean again looking for a deep opportunity. The wind playing a factor here as it easily would have gone out of play had the shot been going the other direction, but Young did well to read it. Plays it out for Milroy. Milroy again. She has Vogelbacher down on that far side. She will use her. Vogelbacher coming back inside now, finding Downs. Infante in the middle, but opts for Kate Milroy, who barrels into the box, looking for an opportunity, opts to pull it back, laying it back for Downs. Now Vogelbacher. And that shot goes spiraling just wide of this near sideline, or just wide of this near post. She had the opportunity for Ferris, just one more pass away.
I did like the patience there. They had the opportunity outside the box to either cross or take a shot. They pulled it back, found someone on the wing, and was able to play it in the middle a few times. Vogelbacher had a good look at it. There's nothing wrong with that. So I like that patience there, and they were almost rewarded.
As I would agree with that, as there's another foul called on Olivia Infante in the middle, just getting a little physical down there.
Center's doing what he can to make sure and keep this game under control. He's really not allowing a lot of physical play go. We'll see if that continues or if he opens it up as the game goes on.
And I've always been of the mind of let the players get a little bit physical, but that's more so for the competitive professionals, right? This is an educational environment, and it's important to remember that there's nothing really incredibly on the line for these athletes. Obviously, winning is very important, but a lot of high school athletics and the educational athletic environment, as there's a nice pullback there from Izzy Ferris, taking a tool out of the box of her sister, Veronica.
I tend to agree with that, with that logic. The only downside to that is once a game gets too physical, there's really no going back. And then you get in a situation where you're starting to show cards, and you never want that kind of stuff to affect a game. So, early on, if he wants to keep it to where it's, a little bit more soft, I typically err on the side of that.
That's totally fair, and I would agree in terms of the educational environment. You don't want to have any severe injuries as Vogelbacher is taken down there. There's a free kick awarded to the Broncos. So the referee opting to continue in that softer side of things, having a talking with the Hayden player who was whistled for the foul. Of course, at the high school level, if you receive a yellow card, you have to be subbed off and you can come back at the next stoppage of play. But I like that rule. I think it allows for a player who may be getting a little bit of a hot head, who may have made that tackle to have a little simmer down, maybe a quick chat with the coach and then sent back out if the coaching staff feels necessary.
No, absolutely. I am in big favor of that rule, especially at this level. And just as you said, mainly to get the player off the field, have a quick conversation, take a breath, get a drink of water, go back in. Because the last thing you want is for that player to say something smart, or make another mistake, just because emotions are running high.
Exactly. And you want to give them as many opportunities as you can to right any wrongs that may have been done. That free kick was taken there from Brooke Powell. It was a good opportunity, opted for the shot again, but Schmitz did well to stop it and collect. Couple of substitutions now for Topeka Hayden as the Wildcats are looking to get a little bit of a different look formationally, maybe stylistic even, is this alteration as there are just 5 minutes remaining in this first half of play. Throw in taken by Murray. Finding Milroy, who's being muscled all the way back into the back line, opts to trail to Hood. Now Izzy Ferris looking for her sister on this near sideline, opts to find Russo, and the pass is undercooked that time.
Topeka Hayden's, doing a really good job of continuing to pressure Broncos back line. For the most part, I think Spring Hill has handled it pretty well, but we are seeing some mistakes here. There, it hasn't burned them yet. But it just takes one or two mistakes, and they're right back in this game.
Speaking of mistakes, Kate Milroy trying to find a hole on that far side as Downs laid the ball out to her, but Milroy was dispossessed and is doing her best to fight back as number 1 goes into number 2 on that far sideline down by that corner flag. Elena Wolf ends up winning the throw-in for the Wildcats. As we near the end of this first half, let's have a quick break for the Chamber of Connection, brought to you by the Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce. Reminding you to support our community and shop local. Keep up to date with Chamber events by visiting them online at springhillks.org. Jason, looking at this first half, who would you say has had the best connection of interplay between the players down there?
Really anything played to Vogelbacher, to be honest with you. She's been so involved on the right and the left side, so far in this game. She's been causing some problems. She doesn't have a goal, she doesn't have an assist, but a lot of the opportunities have happened just because she's been able to wreak havoc and command that attention down there. So, I mean, she's had a heck of a half so far.
Of course, and she dummies this free kick as Reagan Downs sends it in. It's headed away, and it will be out for a corner kick on the far side. I 100% agree with you. I think Vogelbacher has been a massive part of this first half for the Broncos, because even though she's not on the score sheet yet, she's certainly on the metaphorical score sheet, right? Because she has been a massive part of why the Broncos are ahead 2-0, even though one of the goals came off a set piece and the other one just came from a penalty. She's done wonderful things. She was the one who laid that ball in for Ferris into the penalty area, as that was a really strong opportunity. Went just in front of Ferris as it's cleared away. It'll be a corner kick on this near side. This time it will be taken by Reagan Downs. Vogelbacher took the last one on the far side. Number 16, Captain Reagan Downs, will take the corner on this near sideline. Just a minute and 40 remaining. Ball sent in high and shallow, looking for the Olympico, and this time it goes in. Looked like it was poked home by Ronnie Ferris, number 2. She finds her first of the evening with just about with a minute and a half remaining. Veronica Ferris onto the score sheet in the 38th minute of play. So your Spring Hill Broncos are up 3-0 thanks to goals from Brooke Powell in the second minute, Reagan Downs in the 30th, and Veronica Ferris in the 38th. The visitors from Topeka Hayden still have nothing on their side. Jason, how we feeling?
Feeling pretty good. The Broncos have taken the most of their chances. I think we could agree that they've probably been more in control than Topeka Hayden, but I don't think it's been very one-sided. The only difference here is Spring Hill's been able to get some set pieces, and they've been able to put those away. First 5 minutes of halves and the last 5 minutes of halves can make or break teams, and Spring Hill's been able to score 2 goals within that time frame today.
That is a great point. Finishing strong and starting strong are 2 very important parts of any sporting event, and the Broncos here today are exhibiting just that. It's rare to find a team that is as strong on set pieces as these Broncos have been today, especially at the high school level.
They've been great balls in. I mean, both goals that were scored on those set pieces basically fell to the goal scorer, and they were just able to put a body part on it and put it in the goal. I think the wind has been a factor, being able to curl those balls in and make it very difficult for the goalie and making it very difficult to defend. But I mean, when you play fantastic balls in, you're able to get some goals off there.
Absolutely, and Reagan Downs is to thank for both of those corner kick goals, at least the service in them. That will do it for the first half. We will be back in a moment with the halftime show sponsored by Michael Gran at Farm Bureau Financial Services. Michael's goal is to help you plan for the unexpected and protect your future. Getting to know you and the things that are the most important to you will help them customize the right plan for your needs. To learn more, visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2336. We'll be right back with that halftime show sponsored by Michael Graham.
Ladies, do you know what you want to drink?
Ooh, yeah, I'll have the unlimited coffee.
Me too. You got some coffee?
You know, back in my day, unlimited meant there were no limits. But you need a limit on this here.
Waitress! Why are you shouting?
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your local Bobcat mower dealer. Bobcat mowers combine heavy gauge steel with advanced engineering to give you the best cut every time. Simple controls and design make maintenance and service quick and easy. And when you get your Bobcat at Hers, they can complete all service and repairs covered by your warranty. Bobcat mowers are affordable, giving you a commercial grade machine at a residential price. To learn more,
come and visit us at hersinc.net. Call Hers at
913 913-247-3530. Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is the area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you place that faulty trimmer or mower, bring it to Hers and let their experts get you back to work. Hers also takes care of hydraulic hoses, cylinder reseal, and mechanical control cables, such as push-pull, brake, throttle, and more. Plus, they carry quality equipment like Bobcat mowers, Steiner tractors, grass trimmers, and more. Hers is even a UPS drop-off station. To learn more,
come and visit us at hersinc.net. Call Hers at
913-247-3530.
And welcome back to Spring Hill Sports Live at the Spring Hill Activity Center, where the visitors from Topeka Hayden High School, the Wildcats, are down 0 goals, and the home team, the Spring Hill Broncos, have 3 thanks to goals from Brooke Powell in the 2nd minute, Reagan Downs in the 30th, and Veronica Ferris in the 38th. Jason, before we went to break, we discussed how vital these set pieces have had. We talked at the break about how the Broncos have had maybe 5 set-piece opportunities, 2 shots by Brooke Powell, which challenged the goalkeeper or almost challenged her with that early one that went just over the bar, but the other 3 have all been phenomenal opportunities.
They're really, making the most out of their chances. And, that was one of the points that we talked about earlier on in the game is finishing in the final third. And they really couldn't have done much of a better job of doing that. So, it said it will be a little interesting to see how those set pieces work with, the wind going in their face. But, they continue to finish at this rate. I think we should be all right tonight.
Absolutely, and a reminder that this halftime show is brought to you by Michael Gran at Farm Bureau Financial Services. Michael's goal is to help you plan for the unexpected and protect your future. Getting to know you and the things that are most important to you will help them customize the right plan for your needs. To learn more, visit them at 117 South Main Street in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2336. And as we get further into this halftime show, the keys to the game. We've discussed set pieces. We've discussed how important Vogelbacher has been. What are some other keys? Give me 1 or 2 other things that the Broncos could improve on, not just that they're doing well.
One thing that is going to be important is really working out of the back. They did a really good job of that, I thought, early on. Topeka Hayden started pushing forward quite a bit, and they're only going to continue to do so even more. With the wind being what it is, they're not really going to be able to play the long ball, so they're going to have to build possession out of the back. And with Topeka Hayden playing so up front, they're going to have to be very precise with their passing. We saw towards the end they kind of started to give away a little bit in the middle and then even in Topeka Hayden's side of the field. So I think really focusing there and not giving Topeka Hayden any easy chances, I think will be a big key. If they're able to avoid that, I think they should be able to pull this one off tonight.
Sounds good. So maintaining that possession, staying away from those messy chances on the defensive side and trying to clean up the messes in the attacking side could all lead to some impressive numbers going up further on this board on the Broncos half. So we look forward to that in this second half, which is set to get started here in about 5 minutes. We'll be right back. Stay with us on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Spring Hill's hometown shop is J&T Auto Service. As a full-service repair shop, J&T Auto Service works on all makes and models. Diesels, Europeans, they do it all. From combines to Corvettes. Visit J&T Auto Service for oil changes, tires, brakes, alignments, electrical diagnostics, and so much more. Small town, friendly service with high-tech tools and training. Schedule your service at J&T Auto Service. Call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com. When it comes to helping people with their finances, a cookie-cutter approach doesn't work. That's why you need Kim Thompson at Prudential Financial in Spring Hill. Kim knows that everyone's different. She'll listen to you and discuss your hopes and dreams, allowing you to focus on what's important. At Kim Thompson Financial, they focus on protecting your family, saving for retirement, living in retirement, financial strategy, saving for education, and your small business. To learn more, visit Kim Thompson Prudential Financial at the corner of Victory and Webster in Spring Hill, or call 913-592-5573. Your locally owned hometown Allstate agent is Libby Clark, now at her new location in downtown Spring Hill. Libby and her staff are passionate about the people they serve, helping them protect what matters most. With 24-hour customer service and options for online and in-person appointments, the Libby Clark Agency is the small-town agent you've grown to love, with the experience and products you'd expect from an industry-recognized premier agency. Visit them at their new location in downtown Spring Hill, just one block off Main on Hale, or call 913-686-6205.
For over 80 years, Farm Bureau Financial Services agents have built relationships with you, one conversation at a time. And we're as committed as ever to providing you with that level of service. As part of your community, we're here for you, answering insurance questions and helping make sure your financial goals are on track.
Contact Farm Bureau Financial Agent Michael Grand anytime, or learn more at michaelgrand.com.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
The industry's most advanced equipment and training, state-of-the-art diagnostic tools, and the small-town friendly service you expect. That's J&T Auto Service in Spring Hill. Eliminate the veil of uncertainty with J&T Auto's digital diagnostic process. This unique service ensures transparency, clear communication, and documentation, allowing for a quick and complete repair. To learn more or to schedule an appointment, call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com.
At Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us, one patient at a time. Olathe Health, advanced healthcare, advancing lives.
If you're off your game because of pain or injury, turn to Olathe Health because orthopedics is our game. Joint repair and replacement, chronic conditions and injuries, hand surgery, sports medicine. Make an appointment today.
And welcome back as the Storms start to roll in here on Spring Hill Sports Live. The Broncos lead 3 over the Wildcats, who have none. We are just about a minute away from getting reset in this match. So I checked the weather in the forecast before the match started, and it said it was supposed to hold off till 8. That is still true, but these clouds are certainly looking a bit more ominous as this halftime has gone on. Jason, are we about to get a little bit wet over here?
I don't know. It's kind of starting to look that way, but I'm hoping that hoping they can give us about 45 minutes so we can get out of here nice and dry.
Well, you heard it here from our weather expert, Jason Schwartz. Welcome back. I am Tristan Jordan, joined by Jason Schwartz on the call and Hayden Carbajo on the camera. Thank you for joining us this evening on Spring Hill Sports Live. We've had one half of really great soccer already from the home team, and we're looking for another equally strong half coming up. We mentioned the Broncos have been doing exceptionally well on their set-piece opportunities and really nailing home those chances. They were able to gain a penalty, which was slotted home by Reagan Downs in the 30th minute. Brooke Powell had a goal off of a corner kick from Reagan Downs in the 2nd minute, and another corner kick was poked home by Veronica Ferris off of service from Reagan Downs. So who is a player to keep our eye on as we go into this final half of play? The Eye on the Game is brought to you by Witzel Optometry Vision Source. Keep an eye on your child's screen time. If they're experiencing eye strain or headaches, it might be a good time for an exam. Make an appointment with Witzel Optometry Vision Source by calling 913-592-2020 and be sure to ask about the 2020 rule. So, Jason, who is our eye of the call?
I'd like to see how Mackenzie Hood handles the second half. Topeka Hayden's going to start to push forward. There's going to be some pressure on them, I think, more than they experienced in the first half. So her being able to keep that back line organized, stay strong, and being able to keep that box clear, I think will be very interesting.
Okay, so you heard it here. Jason Schwartz, our man, our weatherman, our color guy, our breakdown of analysis. He really does everything for us here on Spring Hill Sports Live. So we will see if Reagan Downs can keep her strong opportunities going. And if she can, it could breed a lot of success for the Broncos here this evening. We will be right back with the kickoff for this second half in just a moment here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Pinky Plumbing in Spring Hill is a proud supporter of Bronco Athletics. Keeping your plumbing system in good shape can do wonders for your property's value and lifespan. Get exceptional plumbing services when you hire the plumbing specialist at Pinky Plumbing. At Pinky Plumbing, they take pride in their work and guarantee the best plumbing services in the shortest time possible at the most reasonable price. To learn more, give them a call at 913-568-8201 or visit pinkyplumbing.com. Go Broncos!
Welcome back to the kickoff of the second half as we are underway here. Broncos get first possession. They lead 3-0 over their visitors, the Wildcats from Topeka Hayden High School. Quick start from the Broncos as Downs, the player to watch for this second half, lays it off to Ferris, who's starting to push down the far side, looking down the sideline for her sister, Ronnie Ferris, and it's cleared out and away. It will be collected by Powell in the midfield circle. What a jump start to this second half. A quick opportunity from the Broncos, not quite able to get anything on the end of it due to some decent defending from the visitors, but it is certainly getting darker. The clouds have started to continue to cover up the sun. We've had to turn on the lights here this evening at, well, not us specifically at the Spring Hill Activity Center. We're just running the broadcast as Kate Milroy barrels her way off of a nice 1-2 from Peyton Vogelbacher. Gets the cross off, and it's ushered out of play. It'll go out for a corner kick. That was the best opportunity of this second half, for either side.
I think we're going to see quite a bit of that the second half. As we mentioned earlier, they're going to have to Topeka Hayden's going to have to start playing forward, and the Broncos for most of this game, I feel like they've just had a little bit of a step on their back line, and with that, I think we're going to see some stuff open up for them.
Absolutely, and this time Vogelbacher takes that corner kick on this near side, gets put back into the mixer by Vogelbacher, and eventually a foul is called on Brooke Powell. Not entirely sure what that foul call was for. Powell having some conversation with the center official, trying to learn a little bit more herself. But it's all in the stats, right? The Broncos have had a stronger amount of possession. It's pretty close to even, but the Broncos have certainly been on the more beneficial side of the numbers, and they've had 4 corner kicks as opposed to their visitors 0 corner kicks. Far more shots for the Broncos, obviously leading to more goals, and it's just been the first half was a fairly even match, but the Broncos just able to get more out of their free kicks. Ball's cleared into the midfield. Hood comes all the way up for it. Takes a decent touch now on possession. Does well to shield the ball. Finds Infante, and the center official calls a foul on number 5, Sloan Sims, for Topeka Hayden. Hood a bit slow to get up. She does have a lot of K-tape on those knees, which is rare to see with athletes as young as these. I personally suffer from bad ankles from years of playing soccer, so you would see me with a couple of braces more than some K-tape. Mm-hmm. Hayden are able to block that free kick, trying to send a woman forward into the attack, but it's scooped up by Vogelbacher in the attacking half. Now Milroy picks it up, looking for a shot opportunity, weaves her way past 2 defenders, takes a shot. It deflects off of Cruz and out of play for a throw-in. Ferris is over to take that throw-in for the Broncos.
Milroy did a great job of coming to the ball there. It looked like that could have been a through ball, but she was able to come back. Just couldn't quite find a window to get a good shot off.
Speaking of getting a shot off, Vogelbacher able to poke one in on target, and it will be collected. No problems for Hannah Schmitz, the goalkeeper this evening for the visiting Wildcats. But yes, absolutely, there could have been an opportunity there for maybe a through ball. There was Veronica Ferris on the far side, looking, almost biding her time, trying to stay on side, and Milroy opted to take it herself as she was able to get herself into that position. Veronica Ferris laying it forward for Vogelbacher. It's cleared away. Only as far as Infante goes the second clearance. Cruz blocks her forward progression. Izzy Ferris now. Cruz again makes an intervention. 2 big stops there from the midfielder. Good work there from Reagan Downs to dispossess Noelia Cruz just as the Wildcats looked to be in garnering some momentum. Now Milroy on this near side has the overlapping run from Vogelbacher. Will send it on. Vogelbacher will collect. Trying to cut it back. It will go out of play for a throw-in for the Broncos. In it goes. Milroy left it, hoping a teammate was there, and it seemed just like a moment of passing ships in the night, just not enough communication. Infante brings that ball down, but only to the feet of Hayden. And their forward progression again finds a defender from the Broncos. So the opportunities early in this second half, and really a lot of the first half as well from the visitors this evening, have been, the tactics almost seem just lob it downfield and hope somebody can get onto the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's what's unfortunate when you're playing a team that might be a little bit stronger than you. You have to play defensive, and it's tough to do that, throughout a whole game and continue to get people forward. When you do that, and we've talked about Spring Hill doing a decent job of this tonight, but when you play that way, you have to work from, you have to work from the back. You have to put it together with passes. The long balls that Hayden's played tonight, I don't think have been really connecting very well, and a lot of that's a credit to the Broncos winning a lot of those 50-50 balls. Hopefully they can continue to do so.
Absolutely, and going up against a more physical team, we look down there, and Reagan Downs is almost ahead over the Hayden player up against her, and Powell the same, and it's difficult, especially not only physically in a match like this where you're being out-physicaled off of the ball and you're just being muscled in possession and across the board, but it also starts to wear on you mentally. You start to go down on yourself and think negatively about, what's the use in even getting a touch, because we're not going to be able to get anything going forward anyway, right? So why not just clear it and hope maybe we can get a counterattack or a quick, easy, lucky opportunity.
And it is tough, and I know we've mentioned this a few times, that it's not as if Topeka Hayden has been completely outplayed this game. I think the Broncos have done a good job of just finishing the chances that they've had. And I think they've been a little bit more physical, and they've been able to keep possession a little bit more. And so now there's really slim margins in all that. This isn't a situation where I think the Broncos are head and shoulders the superior team, but they've just been able to make the play so far tonight.
Absolutely, and sometimes in a sport, regardless as to whether it's soccer or not, but specifically in soccer, if the ball bounces a little bit differently for one team, that could be the difference of the match as a whole. Mackenzie Hood doing well to muscle the attacker off of that ball, finding Veronica Ferris, who lays it off for Vogelbacher. Vogelbacher has Ferris again down that far sideline as she barrels towards the corner flag. It's ushered out of play for a throw-in. Good opportunity there. The coaching staff from Spring Hill clapping and applauding that opportunity. Good look at that 1-2 passing. She did have a couple of teammates supporting on the far side. Ready for that cross were Reagan Downs and Kate Milroy. But a deep effort was taken this time, and it will go out of play.
And really, Topeka Hayden has played a very strong defensive game. There hasn't been any open play goals by Spring Hill tonight. So, and that's really commendable, especially for, the possession that Spring Hill has had. So, they played pretty well on the back line, but transferring that to the offensive side has just been a struggle tonight.
Of course, and as you mentioned, their defensive structure has been really strong. We talked about it early in the match after the goal in the second minute from Brooke Powell that they may need to change a tactic or two, and it seems as though they have done that. We were hoping they wouldn't do it too early because obviously we're Spring Hill Sports Live, not Hayden Sports Live, right? So we were kind of hoping for a bit more in the Broncos' favor as Veronica Ferris now cuts it back nicely behind herself. And another spin move as she works her way into the box, opting for the shot, and that is collected into the arms of Schmitz.
Really good footwork there. I think I would have liked to see her play that ball over towards the middle a little bit earlier. They seem to have they had the numbers there to do so. But once again, I mean, really good footwork there on the edge. She's won a lot of those one-on-ones tonight.
Absolutely. And we spoke earlier in this match about having those opportunities early, and we don't mind if you go and have those shots on your own and be a little bit selfish down there in the attacking half. But at this point, you're 3 goals up. The other team hasn't really they've only had one shot maybe. And so you really almost want to start using this match as more of a training exercise on different attacking opportunities and running those routes, trying to learn how to break down a strong defensive structure such as Hayden has proven to be. As a corner kick is awarded to the Broncos, it will be taken by Reagan Downs, who 2 of her corner kicks this evening have been knocked home. 2 out of 3 of the Broncos' goals are thanks to an assist, at least, by Reagan Downs, and that third one was knocked home by herself in that penalty kick. The ball is sent in towards the box. Schmitz gets it punched out. It's relayed back to Downs by Infante, back into the box, and Schmitz does well to come off her line and collect right in front of the run of Vogelbacher as she was bearing down on that, just ready to send it home.
And that was a great corner one by Spring Hill. Mackenzie Hood took that ball, deep from the Broncos side and pushed 30, 40 yards and was able to play a really good ball out to Vogelbacher, who was able to win that corner. So that was a great little 1-2 play of just being aggressive and just outrunning them.
Absolutely, and sometimes that's what you got to do, right? We've said sometimes it's the bounce of the ball, sometimes it's the whistle, and other times simply just putting forth that extra amount of effort is all that it needs to be, as we see Hood again barreling her way down through the middle of the pitch, laying a beautiful ball on for Ferris. Not quite able to get there was Ferris, as Cece Hames sends it out of play for a Bronco throw in, and they're attacking third, just on the edge of that attacking third.
Topeka Hayden doesn't seem to have much of an answer for Hood pushing that ball through the middle right now. It'd be interesting to see if they make a little bit of a tactical adjustment, because if not, they're going to be able to continue to push that.
Milroy has an opportunity, takes the shot, and slots it home into the side netting on the far side. Phenomenal opportunity there from Kate Milroy, and she kept calm and slotted it home.
Great ball and great composure there. She, moving that ball over to her, what I assume is her dominant foot, her right foot, to slot that home. I thought it was an extra touch, but she was able to keep her composure and was able to put that inside netting.
Absolutely. It's very hard for a goalkeeper to save a shot on the far post. That's why you almost always hear them say that if you're a goalkeeper and you get beat on your near post, you're worthless. Well, in this case, Kate Milroy sent it far post, as she knew that's where the opportunity was coming. Fantastic composure from the senior number 1, as she adds the 4th tally behind the Broncos' name, as the Broncos lead 4-0 after the 52nd minute mark, thanks to a goal from Kate Milroy off of a lovely pass out of the midfield.
I love how the Broncos have come out this half. I think these last 12 minutes have been the best soccer that they've played the entire game. They've been able to keep possession a lot more. They've been able to make better passes, I think. And that's just, being able to do that's going to make it harder for Topeka Hayden to make any kind of a run. And so I've loved the way they've come out and played the second half. Absolutely.
The head coach, Eric Schwartz, certainly had some inspiring words in the locker room. He didn't need to spark too much in there, of course, with the lead already on the purple team's side, but every now and then a little extra nudge can help push a good team to be a great team, and clearly that is what has happened at halftime, as the Broncos are able to get their first goal from open play.
And they continue to take the most out of their chances. I mean, we got 4 goals on 4 shots tonight. They're getting their chances and they're able to slot them home.
Vogelbacher with another opportunity here, and she takes that chance as well. Simple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the board for the Broncos. Beautiful ball from Ronnie Ferris, as she was able to send that through ball slicing through the defense. Vogelbacher there to keep calm and slot it home.
Have I mentioned that they've been able to take the most of their chances tonight?
It was as though you designed it. Are you playing a video game? Are you in control up here in the booth?
They're playing really well this half. It's good to see. Spring Hill's been playing some really high-level soccer. They may not have been playing, I think they've been playing opponents that they probably should go out and beat, but you still want to be able to keep the quality of soccer high, and I think especially in the second half they've done that.
Absolutely, and of course, front-loading the schedule with bigger schools, those schools who are perennial powerhouses in the world of soccer in the Kansas City metro area against those 6A teams as a 5A school that's going to force you to be better, become better, grow as a team and as a unit, and that is definitely smart schedule building from Spring Hill as they have prepared themselves nicely for the latter half of their season. As another ball in for Ferris, and this time another opportunity is taken perfectly. I don't know what you said in the halftime locker room, Jason, but clearly it's working as well.
Yeah, that was the way that they're putting their passes together. It looks like to me that Topeka Hayden is getting a little tired. And when you're chasing the ball the way that they've been chasing the ball, that's going to happen. That's just kind of a byproduct of not being able to win possession. But they're starting to get behind that back line, and they've been able to put them away.
Absolutely. It was a phenomenal combination there from the Ferris wheel. We've seen it once, we've seen it twice, and we see it again here tonight at the Spring Hill Activity Center as Izzy Ferris connected with Ronnie Ferris with another beautiful through ball slicing through the defenders. Ferris able to hop onto the end of it, and Ronnie slotted it home, calm, cool, and collected as yet another chance is taken nicely. The score now is Hayden Wildcats 0, Spring Hill Broncos 6. Couple of substitutions to be made. Kate Milroy coming off for Tessa Dawson, as does Olivia Infante for Hannah McCormick. And it looks like there will be a switch of roles down there on the pitch as Ronnie Ferris comes over to the near touch line, and Tessa Dawson will stay on that far side. McCormick will come into the midfield in that holding 8 role alongside Reagan Downs. Great strength there from Vogelbacher. Sees the run of Ferris. Beautiful. She had her head up. Ferris looking for an opportunity now. Could take a strike with the right foot. She does so, and it takes a bounce and into the arms of Schmitz.
Really good vision by Vogelbacher there. I think she had an opportunity to push it a little bit more if she wanted to, but she saw Ferris coming down that left side. Played a beautiful ball.
It's so rare, especially at this level, to see an athlete keep their head up in an opportunity, because so often, I know I personally, when I was their age and when I'm my age now, I still look directly at the ball as I'm dribbling, and it certainly doesn't do me any favors. So wonderful to see that awareness and keeping her head up from Vogelbacher.
Especially in traffic like that.
Absolutely. She had 2-3 defenders in front of her. She could have been selfish, as we mentioned, and try to weave her way through the midfielder on her own, but opted to make that extra pass and find the run of Ferris on the near sideline. So now the score is 6-0 to the home team. After that good opportunity, it could have been 7. Vogelbacher. Back to Rousseau. Out of play for a Broncos throw-in. And I think the body language of the coaching staff says a lot as well. If we look at the Spring Hill bench, both the head coach and the assistant coach, Eric Schwartz and Matt Lundy, are at the touchline, right? They're there. They're ready to coach. They're ready to help the team, urge them on, progressing them further down the pitch and as athletes. And then if you look over to the Hayden bench, everyone's sort of slumped over. They're all under a blanket or in their sweats, and it's not the most encouraging scene to look onto the bench and see.
And Topeka Hayden's a good ball club. This isn't a type of game that I can imagine that they're used to. They're playing really high level teams, and then they have a good record on the year as well. And they'll go into 4A playoffs this year, and I'm sure they'll make a run at it. So this isn't something that I think is very typical. I think Spring Hill is playing a very good game, and I think they're just the better team tonight.
And you mentioned the strength of Hayden has been their season. They've had a really good season. They started the season with 8 unbeaten matches, 7 wins and a draw, which was eventually snapped by St. James Academy last week. And they have not been able to pull themselves out of the losers column and back into that winners side of the schedule. They're away, they were 4-0-1 coming in, so they hadn't lost yet when playing away, but just not able to get it going here in Spring Hill, and it looks like they may have to break that egg in the loss column on their away schedule. Dawson now taking the ball on her feet all the way into the attacking third, able to keep it in play as it rolls all the way down to the corner flag. Eventually it's poked out of play. Interesting there, even that opportunity from Hayden, they could have opted to play that center and maintain possession, but instead they cleared it out for a throw-in. It's just an interesting choice tactically, and maybe it is just a mentality thing at this point. Giving up 6 goals, you just don't want to be the one who gives up the 7th. Dawson to take the throw-in. Dawson looking for the cross. It will curl out of play for a goal kick. The last time these two teams met, Spring Hill were the victors. Granted, it was at Hayden last season, and the scoreline was similar to what it is now. It was 7-0 in favor of the Broncos, so we may see a better result here today, and it might stay around the same as well. So Broncos certainly have history on their side when it comes to this matchup. Russo takes the throw in, looking for Dawson, and it's cut out. Smith playing it down, simply trying to relieve the pressure, and it's put out of play by Hood. Smith will take the throw in for Hayden. If we look at the formation for Hayden right now, they had, off of that throw-in, they had 5 players back, and if we look at their back line as they get an opportunity going forward that is denied by Mackenzie Hood, but if we looked at their back line, they're not in a line at all. They're in an awkward triangular, trapezoid, Big Dipper-looking formation in that back line, so it certainly lends itself favorably to players being able to run through the offside line, as Veronica Ferris almost able to do just that, as the ball is cleared only as far as Murray, who's already into the attacking half.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised they also weren't pushed a little bit more forward there. They haven't got a whole lot of chances here today, and so when you're in your attacking third, you'd like to move forward, and they had 6 or 7 girls still back, so that seemed to be the game plan today, and it doesn't seem to be that they're going to move off that.
Ferris had a nice spin move to nutmeg the defender and opted for the shot just outside of the box in the attacking third. It bounces once and again is collected to Schmitz. But I agree with that. I think, especially at this point in the match, you have 19 minutes remaining in the match. You're down 6-0. You want to just throw bodies forward, right? You want to get as many attacking pieces forward. Just take something away from this match. Even a goal at this point would be a nice uplifter. It wouldn't feel as heavy of a loss on this team. I'm not saying it would be a good loss per se, but it would at least give the team a little bit of sunshine on such a cloudy event. Hayden finally getting to string together a couple of passes, but as I say that, Spring Hill regained possession. Now Dawson looking to send on the run of Vogelbacher, which is eventually cut out by Hayden. Smith on the far side collects. Has space in front of her and will take it. Looking for passes in the middle of the park. Has far more space on that far side. Continues to take it. McCormick decides to close down. Hood with a nice tackle there. Gets all ball. Center official didn't even think about bringing the whistle to his lips. Tessa Dawson with another clean tackle. Hitting all ball yet again. Her forward pass intended for Vogelbacher is headed away. Izzy Ferris brings her knees a little high, gets a little bit tangled in the middle of the park, and there's a foul called against her in favor of Hayden. See, even in this scenario, as we just talked about, the defensive structure and heavy defensive mentality from Hayden, and they're leaving 3 of their back 4 back behind the free kick, and the other 4th defender is taking the free kick. You want to push those bodies forward.
Yeah, I mean, you want to give yourselves the best opportunity you can. And, like I said, I think that they have just, made a tactical decision that, they're going to play back. I can't say it's really helped them a ton when it comes to, when it comes to the score. But on the other note, I mean, if that's how if that's your team's mindset, if that's how you play the entire season, and that's typically what you're going to, move forward in, then, power to them.
Absolutely. And power to the Broncos as Downs had a nice bit of interplay with Ferris. Vogelbacher opting for the shot, and it will go all the way through and out for a goal kick. That one is another one that might go down as a schross. It could have been a cross. It was just goal turning at the end. So I would have said that was a shot, but had it been a little bit more straight out, it could have been a cross.
Mm-hmm. A lot of times you're just looking for someone running back post on something like that. Take an opportunity. If you hit it right, could hit side netting. But if not, maybe you got someone over there that can knock it in for you.
Get something on the end of it, and that is what Reagan Downs is hoping as she barrels forward, looking for a shot on her left foot, takes it, and it's a nice save from Schmitz. It could have gone just under the bar, but the goalkeeper simply had to hop straight up to parry that one over the bar.
Good shot. Love the aggressiveness there. If she could have put that maybe a foot to the right or a foot to the left, I think she would have had herself a goal.
Definitely, and I think that's something that the Broncos have struggled with all evening. If they're struggling with anything, I think it's putting the shots directly at the keeper. A lot of their opportunities, they could have far more than just 6 goals based off of their shots and their attempts, but most of them have bounced directly into the arms of Schmitz. This corner kick taken by Downs is caught in the wind and spun just to the shallow end of the box. Great hustle from Izzy Ferris to run down the counterattack opportunity from Hayden. Now Hood on the ball, has opportunities down this near side, looking for Murray. She's closed down on by 2 defenders. Now Powell has to poke it away. Powell jumping forward. It goes over her head, and Hood is able to calmly shepherd this into the arms of Avery Young. Hood cuts past the first defender from Hayden. Lays it off into the middle. Ferris collects. We've seen Ferris have goes in this match from just outside of the box, and she's had a couple of worldy goals from just outside of the D in front of the opposing team's box, so certainly not a player that you want to give too much space in those sorts of opportunities. This time, Hayden were lucky, and the ball bounced its way into the arms of Schmitz. Free kick awarded as Izzy Ferris was fouled just on the attacking half of the SH logo in the center circle. If you're just joining us, there are about 14 minutes remaining. We appreciate you for tuning in to Spring Hill Sports Live. I'm Tristan Jordan. I'm joined with my co-commentator, Jason Schwartz, and on camera we have Hayden Carbajo. Free kick taken by Brooke Powell. Her previous 2 have been shot opportunities. This one falls onto the thigh of Peyton Vogelbacher, who gets tripped up, fakes a shot. Referee was going to allow for play advantage, but eventually opted to bring the ball back for another free kick in an awkward spot, Jason.
Yeah, when you typically like that to be a little bit more off center. It gets tough to play the ball really to either side. So a lot of times in these situations, it's a good opportunity to take a shot on goal. So we'll see what happens here.
Absolutely, and having your striker, your true number 9, even though she has 2-0 on her back, Peyton Vogelbacher is the only one here to take this opportunity, looking with a right-footed shot, looking for that far side post, and it is collected by Schmitz after a little bit of a bobble. Oftentimes on those sorts of free kicks, if it was maybe 10 yards back a little bit more, I would lay it off to a teammate or something in that realm of possibility to sort of maintain possession, because it is in an awkward spot, right? It's right in the middle of the park. It's attacking, but it's not quite there, and so you want to lay that off and just maintain possession off of it as both teams are prepping 2 substitutes to come on in. Russo barreling her way in on goal goes the fullback, and this is ushered out of play for a throw-in. All 4 subs will be made.
Substitutions for the Wildcats. Number 2, Elena Wolf. Number 3, Noelia Cruz. For the Broncos, number 5, Kenna Riles. Number 15, Gracie Oppow.
And Gracie Oppo will check in for Veronica Ferris on this near side wing. And Kenna Riles comes into the match for number 11, Molly Murray, in this near side, the left fullback position. So a couple of, basically it's a line change just down this near side. So we'll be interested to see what kind of combination play the substitutes are able to garner up on this near side. Hood able to collect the clearance. Shuffles past one defender, has another bearing down, shuffles past her. It just seems so effortless for the center back, which is hard to say, and it's rare to say, honestly, for a center back to be that clinical in possession.
It's been so easy for her to move forward, and it's set up some really good chances. And Topeka Hayden hasn't really made too much of an adjustment to that so far, but she feels very comfortable going forward with the ball at her feet. And all it does is just it benefits Spring Hill.
Absolutely. And I would almost compare her to a figure skater, the way she glides on the turf when she's in possession, and just all the confidence in the world, not a thought out of place. She knows that she can do it, and therefore she does it.
Mm-hmm.
Kenna Riles getting her first test of the evening, does well to muscle the attacker off of the ball so that Powell can send it down this near side. Riles looking for Oppo, will find her, and it's it's picked up by Hayden, and then Izzy Ferris then clears it out of play for a throw-in for the Wildcats deep in their attacking third. Sandstrom gets ready to take this throw-in for the visitors, and there will be 3 changes made by the Wildcats. And it looks like the bulk of those subs will come to the midfield for the Wildcats. Sandstrom looking for a deep throw in towards the box. Finds a teammate, opts for the shot, and it will bounce a couple of times and then scooped up calmly by Avery Young. That shot that time was taken by Riley Schmidtlian. Schmidtlian brings it down. But Downs is able to collect. Lays it back for Riles. Riles has her head up, ready to lay it off. Opts for the deep ball. Falls awkwardly in between 2 Broncos, and neither one of them are able to communicate to pick it up. Reagan Downs is able to jump on the errant pass that followed. Oppo sending it forward, looking for the run of Downs, but she had stopped her run just a hair before. Riles called into defend again down this near sideline. Good defending there from the Broncos as Downs is taken down on the in possession. That center ball from Kate Roeder from Hayden could have been dangerous. There weren't a lot of bodies in there in the box. Now Smith getting an opportunity going, weaving her way in towards the box. Good bit of footwork, but Jessica Russo is having none of it, and she clears that out, allowing for her teammates to regain a bit of structure. And you can see there that clear back line of 4, and then all 3 of those midfielders have shifted back into a solid line directly in front of the defenders. Tessa Dawson. Her forward progression goes out of play. Substitutes will be coming in for the Broncos, and at this point it looks like the head coach Eric Schwartz is just bringing off the captains and bringing off those key players and giving them a rest for their next matchup.
Yeah, and they've been fortunate enough these last 5 or 6 games that they've been able to do so. And so when you get an opportunity, there's multiple ways that's beneficial, right? It's beneficial to get some of your starters who are putting a lot of minutes throughout the season, give them a chance to take a break. But it's also really beneficial to get, some game time reps for some of these players that might not necessarily, get to do that. Just makes your squad deeper, not only for this year, but for future years.
Of course, and that is exactly how you grow a program, right? You want to give those minutes when possible, meaningful minutes in the varsity squad, not just JV minutes, and JV oftentimes gets overlooked, and there are meaningful minutes to be had at that level, but there's just something to be said about the competitive level. There's a reason why it's varsity, right? So you want to give your young promising stars as many opportunities with the first team as you can, and we saw several freshmen check into this game.
It's just it's a little bit different speed. It's a little bit different adrenaline that you have going on. And, the more that you can get used to that can only prepare you, for, like I said, whether it be in a situation where you have injuries throughout a season and you need someone to step up into a spot, or next season when you're looking for players to step up because these seniors, move on. So it's always a huge benefit to be able to play these type of games where you have 5-6 goal leads and you're able to work a lot of these players in.
Of course, and finding ways to blend in the bench with the starters is also really good for the locker room as well. And now the Wildcats have their first corner of the match. It's sent deep in towards the box. It's headed away by Powell and out of play. Another corner will be awarded on this near side corner flag for the Wildcats.
Powell's been really solid back there tonight, and I feel like all we're doing is talking about Hood. But Powell's done a great job cleaning up and doing a lot of that dirty work tonight. She's been in the right spot. She's been able to clear the ball out when needed. She's had a very solid game.
Absolutely, not to mention her goal that really jump-started this offense from the Broncos as this second corner is sent in. Huge save from Avery Young. Fantastic by the goalkeeper to get her paw up and clear that off her line. And another massive dive. Maybe a little bit of embellishment there, but it was still, it would have been a great picture if there was a camera down there ready to take that shot.
Great quick hands. That was a great flick on by Topeka Hayden, and she was able to get her hands up there, get a finger on it, and direct that the other way.
It was really, really smart goalkeeping, and it's really nice to see that level of awareness from the goalkeeper position. Milroy gets a touch on the ball, now into Infante, looking for McCormick, and it falls to Topeka Hayden. McCormick looking for the feet of Ferris, and it's cleared away. Another freshman has entered the fray, Haley Bergman, who played all of the JV game and center back, has checked in at the right fullback position for Spring Hill. Nice intervention there from Elizabeth Williams. Now Williams trying to get on the end of it, and it's just a bit awkward off of the clearance. Bergman challenged again, does well to use her physicality. Very tall for a freshman is Bergman, so she did well to muscle the pressure off. Hood clearing it only as far as Infante, now to the feet of Izzy Ferris. Riles into the middle for Infante. Oppo with a run down this near side. Opts for the pass for Riles. Riles has Oppo a little further down the line. Oppo keeps it in play. It's blocked, and it looks like Topeka Hayden will be able to keep this in bounds. Schmidtlian sent a cross in that was blocked away by Hood. Now Infante looking for the run of Oppo. It's a foot race, and she is not quite able to get on the advantageous side of it. Leaves a toe in on that tackle. Topeka Hayden. Riles does well to muscle the first attacker off of it. Now Powell's put into an awkward position, does well to get a touch to it, and then calm, cool, and collected as she has been, as we just talked about. You did well to highlight her there again. Wow, first you highlight Downs. She has a goal and 2-3 assists. Then Powell's had a massive game, including a goal. And, man, we should have you out here more often.
I'm just getting lucky tonight. But no, she did a very good job of collecting that ball, trying to keep possession instead of just clearing it. It's good to see.
Good to see indeed, as now the Broncos trying to put a 7th in with just under 3 minutes remaining. Bergman looking down the far side for Milroy. Now back to Bergman. Bergman sending it into the middle, finding Williams. Williams trying to find that through overlapping run from Milroy on the far side, but it was cut out. Bergman pressing all the way up the pitch. Now she might be caught out of position. Lucky for her, that pass was a bit too heavy on the touch, and Topeka Hayden not able to maintain possession. Foul called in favor of the Broncos. Center official points to his elbow. There may have been a raised arm there from the Wildcats. Mackenzie Hood will take this. Just under 2 minutes now. Cleared away to Powell. Ball is pushed on into the attacking half, but there is no question that it will be Hood to get there first. She lays it back for Young, who then puts her boot through it. McCormick knees it back to Hood. Now Bergman trying to keep it in play and not quite able to, as she is shielded off the ball that time. Kate Milroy dropping all the way back into the defensive half to help out. Hood. Now Infante. Looking for the feet of Oppo. Not quite able to get it there. Oppo has been in good spots all over this near sideline. Just not quite able to connect with any of the passes. Avery Young had to come all the way out of her box. Bit of communication there as she is now dropping back. Could have been an opportunity there for the Wildcats, as Young was way out of position when Riles was right there, but a bit of risk that pays off in the end for the Broncos. Good use of the body there to turn herself appropriately as Izzy Ferris muscled Topeka Hayden off the ball. That shot attempt from Schmidtlian takes a bounce into the hands of Young. Now Hood gliding effortlessly through the midfield, as we have seen her do time and time again. Smith not wanting to give up the space. Her pressure eventually forces a pass. Now Milroy into the middle. Finds McCormick. McCormick looking for Williams, not quite able to get there, and that will do it here at the Spring Hill Activity Center. The visitors, the Topeka Hayden Wildcats 0, the home team, the Spring Hill Broncos 6. We'll be right back with a little bit of a post-game breakdown after this.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stowe with Paola Veterinary Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown vets who know and care about your family. Coming soon, a new location here in Paola in the industrial park with cattle hauling and boarding and grooming. With 24-hour emergency services and 3 other locations in Lewisburg, Drexel, and Martin City, and a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Prime Accounting Solutions in Spring Hill is here to help you and your business grow. From accounting services to tax planning, Prime Accounting is here to help you meet your goals and achieve your dreams. The accountants at Prime Accounting Solutions stay up to date on the latest news and information, ensuring the best options, services, and returns for you. Give Prime Accounting Solutions a call at 913-592-2050. Visit them at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or go online to primeaccounting.net.
Rain Dance Studios is the area's newest dance studio with professionally trained staff, a brand new facility, and classes for every dance and tumbling level. Rain Dance Studios is everything you never knew you needed in a dance family. With an emphasis on customer experience, exquisite dance technique, and dancer confidence, Rain is the dance studio for every aspiring dancer. Come join Spring Hill's premier dance experience and get the royal treatment. Schedule a free 2-week trial by visiting raindancestudios.com.
Welcome back to Spring Hill Sports Live here at the Spring Hill Activity Center, where the final score was your Spring Hill Broncos 6, the visiting Topeka Hayden High School Wildcats 0. Your post-game show sponsor is brought to you by Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center, Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center. They work with all insurance companies and can get you back on the road in no time. To learn more, visit them online at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095. Jason Schwartz on the call, along with me, and on camera we have Hayden Carbajo. What a fantastic game this was for Spring Hill. 6 goals knocked home. I'll run through them real quick, and then we'll break down some of the highlights. Brooke Powell had a goal in the 2nd minute, followed by Reagan Downs in the 30th. Downs also had an assist on that goal by Powell and on the 3rd goal for Veronica Ferris in the 38th. Then Kate Milroy knocked one home in the 52nd that started a flurry of goals going in, followed by Vogelbacher in the 54th and Ferris again, Veronica Ferris, of course, again in the 55th minute to make it 6-0 in favor of the Broncos. Jason, what were some of the highlights for you?
I really enjoyed how they came out and played in that second half. I thought they played a lot more together. I thought they were able to keep possession a lot better. Now they were able to. I know we talked about it throughout the broadcast, but they were really able to finish on their chances, especially in the first half when their chances came off set pieces and then also a PK. But they were able to also put away the goals in the second half as well. So I thought Spring Hill was a dominant team throughout the entire game. I thought their back line played great, with Hood and Powell back there. But I think it was a good overall win today.
Absolutely, a good overall win that will keep their win streak alive. They now improve to 6 consecutive games and 6 consecutive shutouts to add that to boot. Their next matchup is on Tuesday against Lansing. That will be a match that is away in Lansing, and that is on Tuesday, May 3rd. The Broncos' next league match and next home match is against the Pirates of Piper High School next Thursday, May 5th, right here at Bronco Field at the Spring Hill Activity Center. We will hope to have more Spring Hill coverage for you for the Broncos this season as the Broncos look to continue their impressive form. They improved to 8-3-1 on the season. Coming into this matchup, they had scored 64 goals. That improves to 70 goals in just 12 matches, which puts them probably over a 6-goal-a-game average, just off the top of my head. Math is not my strong suit. But one of my personal highlights for the match was the fact that we had nice cloud coverage. Obviously, a win is nice, and the women down on the pitch played admirably and really elegant soccer in purple. So lovely from the women down there, and more stuff to come from us up here. For Jason Schwartz on the call, Hayden Carbajo on camera, I'm Tristan Jordan. Thanks for joining us here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Weitzel Optometry Vision Source has been the leader in optometry services and vision care in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Weitzel Optometry offers comprehensive eye care, as well as the latest, most popular lenses and frames for Spring Hill and the surrounding communities. Experience modern eye care with advanced diagnostic technology and vision correction products. And with the experience of Doctors Weitzel and Bloodgood, you're sure to see the results you're looking for. To schedule your appointment, call Weitzel Optometry Vision Source at 913-592-2020. You've been watching Spring Hill High School Sports on your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live. Spring Hill Sports Live is presented by Strode Orthodontics, creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Learn more at StrodeOrtho.com. Also by and be sure to catch every second of the action right here on your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live.